I'm Prativa, and I'm currently working as a software engineer at Vayu Technology. And today I'm going to talk to you about braintree. First thing that might pop up in your head after hearing out the topic, maybe what the hell is this braintree? So I think most of you have heard about Stripe or PayPal. Braintree is also a payment gateway as Stripe or PayPal. It also acts as a client account, merchant account. So companies like TaskRabbit, 9gag, Uber use Braintree for their day-to-day transaction. So before going further into the slides, I would like to show you my demo app so that you can get a surface level understanding of what I'm going to blabber for about 10 minutes. So as you can see, this is a form. The left one is for customers' credentials, and the right one, this is the drop-in UI which is given by Braintree itself for your credit card customers' credit card credentials. And everything I'm going to talk to you about is going to be based on this. The final outcome will be this app. So let's continue with the slides. Why we use Braintree, what are the features, advantages of Braintree? Braintree has lots and lots of advantages. I have tried to jot down some of them because I have only 10 minutes. So the first one would be global coverage. Braintree is available in 40 countries and 6 languages. Multiple currency support. It allows you to manage multiple currencies with an ease. Easy repeat billing, also known as recurring billing. Suppose you have a SaaS application and you are charging your customer in a monthly basis. So Braintree allows you to add the customer information into its vault, and all you need to do is go to Braintree control panel and add a plan for that, and rest Braintree will do. The next one would be 2-day payout. After the real transaction happens, you can get your money within 2 days of the transaction. Dynamic control panel. I'll show you the sandbox account which I created for testing purpose. So as you can see, you can create new transactions, new customers from the control panel itself, and you can search your transaction by customer information, address information, and payment method information. So it's quite dynamic. Encryption. Building a billing system without having to process all the sensitive information by your own app server is like quite secure. You don't have to touch the raw data of the sensitive information, so you can build a trust of your customer. It's quite secure. And drop-in UI, which I showed you earlier in my demo, it's given by Braintree itself. All you need to do is add AJS for it. Let me show you that. So this is my form. It's taking the client token from the controller and the payment method nonce from the user client, and that the JS for it is in Braintree, this file. So it's taking the client token and it's using the client token for authorization. Without the client token, the form will not be loaded, and the submission is happening from the JS itself, so secure. The next one is customized checkout. So you can process all of your payment process in your own app without having them to redirect to other applications. So you can have your customers into your app until the payment is done. So mechanism of braintree, how it works. Let's follow the order. Number one, firstly, your client asks for a client token from your server so that it can initialize the client SDK. Your server then in turn generates the client token and returns it back to the client. After getting the client token, the client SDK gets initialized, and after your customer adds an information to the form, then the client SDK gets initialized and it communicates with the braintree server. In return, braintree server gives you the payment method nonce, and the payment method nonce is later on fetched by the server, and you can create a new transaction from that. Setup time. Firstly, I would like to suggest you to visit developersNepal.tv so that you can get a brief details about setting up your app into braintree into your Rails app. Next up is creating a sandbox account. As I showed you earlier, a sandbox account so that you can get the API keys like merchant ID, public key ID from that. And for the drop-in UI, you need to add the braintree JS script. Braintree gem, because you need to integrate your Rails app into the main braintree API, the gateway. Configuring the API credentials, step number 2, API keys into your initializer file. Drop-in UI, which I showed you earlier. Now, braintree token for the UI and authorization, and finally you create your transaction. Demo time. I'm creating a payment here. Open.
When you are presenting, the demo always goes. Yes.
I have apply in my action. So this piece of code does the magic, where it is taking the amount from the form, and merchant owner ID from the account we set up earlier, sandbox account, and storing the customer information. I forgot to mention that Braintree allows you to add a custom field along with their own fields, default fields. This node field is a custom field. And this submit for settlement is for initializing the payments money into your account, for initializing your payments money into your account. So it's set to, after the transaction is success, that is initialized, and stored in Bolton success for recurring billing, so that you can do the repetitive billing on success of the transaction. And it gives you the success and the error methods. Braintree is quite good with the error messages. It gives you like specific error messages so that you can know that what went wrong. And it's a success. I was not kidding, this is a real transaction happening. You see the first one, test, that was the one. So yeah. This is a GitHub link to my demo app. Any questions?